Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, I seen this story last night, and I wanted to share it with you guys and get your guys' input on this. Now, remember, I'm talking from a standpoint of how I see things, which doesn't matter in life. But anyway, I'm going to get you guys' input on this in the comments section. Do you think this guy deserved this? Now, what I'm talking about occurred in Pritchard, Alabama. Shout out Pritchard. And it's about a story that recently surfaced in a video that's going around the internet right now of a Pritchard police officer arresting a man, a husband, doing a domestic violence incident in which this guy was pound caking his wife in front of cops and trying to evade arrest. The cop pulled out a baseball bat and beat the man. Now, it sounds harsh, but slow it down. Take a look at this and tell me if you believe this is unnecessary force. Me, I say yes, and I also say no. Take a look at this, and I'm going to come back with another question in the commentary.
At 6 o'clock, an investigation underway after a Pritchard police officer is camera using a baseball bat to repeatedly hit a man suspected of domestic violence.
WKRG News 5's Christina J. Harris joins us now to break down the video and what happened moments before that video.
Yeah, that is right. A woman in Pritchard had her phone out and recorded the whole thing as it went down. Cell phone video. Oh! Captured Pritchard police officer Tavon Campbell hitting a man repeatedly with a baseball bat on Cawthon Street in Pritchard Monday evening, as another officer stands guard, weapon drawn on the passenger side. Investigators say the man's wife was in the car against her will.
Detective Campbell did strike him with the baseball bat to gain compliance for him to surrender and so they can subdue him.
Minutes earlier, police say 41-year-old DeVoris Malone ran out of his home after officers arrived for a domestic violence call. Investigators say Malone then hopped into the passenger seat of his wife's car, hitting her in the chest and then forcing her to drive away.
She was able to stop the car. Officers gave chase. They also gave chase initially to get the subject to stop and surrender, but he did refuse to do so, and that's what led them to the encounter.
Now, this is where it's believed that the altercation took place, just a block and a half away from the home on North Cawthon Street.
During this incident, the officer deployed a piece of equipment, a baseball bat, that is not authorized or issued by the department, instead of the standard issued baton.
After the wife escapes the car, the officer is seen striking Malone again, including after he's on the ground. Malone was booked into Metro Jail just after midnight on charges including domestic violence, resisting arrest, and unlawful imprisonment. Both officers are now on administrative leave, and we're told charges against Malone, could upgrade to kidnapping. Live in the studio, I'm Christina J. Harris, WKRG News 5.
First tonight at 5, a disturbing video making the rounds on the internet, prompting an investigation into a Pritchard police detective.
Now he's seen on a video hitting a man with a baseball bat during an arrest.
The mayor, Jimmy Gardner, calling a news conference today to address questions of excessive force, and our Ariel Mallory was there.
In Ariel, the mayor says the officer did not act appropriately.
Well, according to Mayor Gardner, he didn't, Lanice and Cameron. Now, this video has sparked a lot of outrage online, with the community wanting answers. Now, the man being hit by the bat was identified as DeVoris Malone. And we found out what led up to this interaction with officers. Now, we do want to warn our viewers, this video is disturbing to some.
We want to make it clear that the use of non-departmental equipment in any engagement is a serious violation of our policy and procedures.
A man is in jail and 2 officers are on administrative leave after this cell phone video garnered a lot of anger online. Oh. In the video, Pritchard Police Detective Campbell is seen smashing out the window of this car, trying to get to the suspect inside, and then seen repeatedly hitting him with a baseball bat. The man, identified as DeVoris Malone, is accused of attacking his wife and holding her hostage. According to Mayor Jimmy Gardner, the actions of Detective Campbell were not appropriate.
During this incident, the officer deployed a piece of equipment, a baseball bat, that is not authorized or issued by the department instead of the standard issued baton.
It was the alleged actions of Malone that led to this violent encounter. Lieutenant Robert Martin says Monday evening around 5 o'clock, officers went to a house for a domestic call involving Malone and his wife. Lieutenant Martin says Detective Campbell and another officer responded, and that Malone became combative, refusing commands, and led officers on a short chase.
He then entered his wife's vehicle where she was sitting in her car on the driver's side. He then attempted to get her to leave the scene by hitting her or striking her in her leg to get her to hit the gas. And in doing so, he also punched her several times.
That's how Lieutenant Martin says they all ended up here in this field. Investigators say Malone continued to refuse commands and was tased several times. The wife is seen running from the driver's side to escape. Lieutenant Martin says the taser was ineffective, which led Detective Campbell to start hitting Malone with the bat to detain him.
Oh, look, they beating him. Oh, he beating him. Man, I'm supposed to beat that man like that.
Mayor Gardner says Malone was given immediate medical attention. He says they are reviewing all body camera footage to determine the appropriateness of the officer's response. Now, Mayor Gardner says disciplinary action is pending the outcome of this investigation. Malone is facing several charges, including criminal mischief, disorderly conduct, domestic violence, and more. Right now, live in the studio, Ariel Mallory, Fox 10 News.
Guys, that's the story of what happened to this guy, DeVoris Malone, 41-year-old ass whipper, abuser. Wasn't complying. Now, I asked you guys a question. I got a question that you asked. What you think should happen to that officer? Do you think that officer should get fired, decertified? Leave it in the comments section and leave me the reason why. Don't just say yes or no. I say he should be disciplined, but he shouldn't be fired. Because number one, he was striking the woman in front of police. He led them on a chase. He refused to surrender. Now, the cop was wrong for grabbing a bat. I don't even know why he would have a bat in his cop car. But the guy, they saying this is a detective. So I don't know if he got an unmarked car that he takes home. Either way, you could have used a baton. Or if you didn't have a baton and somebody else had a baton, maybe they didn't have a baton. I don't know. You know, nowadays cops don't be carrying all the damn necessary equipment. But it wasn't standard issue. So therefore, something should happen to him. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a suspension without pay or something. But the man was striking a woman, trying to make her a part of the crime by evading the police because she was in the driver's seat. He ran and got in the car with her and then punched her leg and beat on her for her to hit the gas. And that's how they went in the damn bushes. There are a lot of people out here, especially a lot of people that are abusive in nature, that are chaotic in the mind. And look at that. That's a chaotic scene. Drove in the bushes. Just drive. Just get away. You beat her ass, the cops was called, and then you beat her ass again in front of the police. That say a lot about a person, how devilish they are, how desperate they are, how serious they are, how violent they are. Only way to match that is only way to beat that sometimes is to match it. Now, do I agree with them beating him with a bat? No. But I mean, them pulling him out the car and beating his ass a little bit, I ain't got a problem with that shit. I'm gonna tell you something. That shit don't run in my family. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen one of my family members get beat on by a man like that. You know what I'm saying? We was told that when we was young, to hit on women. So whether you got that lesson or not, I mean, you know you ain't supposed to be putting your hands on anybody. You doing it in front of police. What you think police gonna do? Especially men, when they know you ain't supposed to do that. What if them people was raised like me and they scowl on that type of shit? And they just fuck you up when they see you. Things are what they are. But I will say this, they wear uniforms. It's a certain type of protocol and procedure they have to adhere to. The cop didn't do that, so something should happen to him. Do I feel bad for this guy? Fuck no, I don't feel bad for him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we create the rainstorms that rain down on us with our own actions or something we did or did not do at that present moment. It's crazy. My thing is this: if you got to beat on somebody, leave them alone before you can get to the point where you got to beat them. See, I'm telling you, it's always a calm before a storm. As a storm is coming, the temperature might change, the winds might pick up, or the winds might slow down. Either way, you see, you're alerted before it comes. The sky just don't automatically turn black and then rain fall on you. There's always buildups before some type of cataclysmic event. And us as men, when we're at a young age, a lot of times we're taught, when you see it going this way, you go this way. Don't worry about how you look. You preserve yourself and your peace of mind, and you move out of that situation, especially with dealing with women and vice versa. Nowadays, people are so clean, you're trying to get away from them and get you killed. Don't know what this was about. They only showing that part right there where he bust the glass to get the guy out. You know, and like some people look at it and say, oh man, that's all messed up, this and that. This guy was striking her in front of police in his own desperation to get away after causing the situation that he didn't have to be in the first place. If you wasn't beating on her, they would have never been called. Whose fault is that? Theirs or yours? That's the thing. People always say the police is this and police is that. But when you desperate, you call the police, you can't tell them how the police, because when they come, they coming. And you've seen it right there. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like I said, do you think that was excessive force and something the officer should be fired, or what do you think? See you in the next video. Take care.